Last time on Virginia Artist Showcase, Bill Bowman shared his horrifying stories of his life in broadcasting and his career as the Bowman Body on Shock Theater. Stay tuned and join us now for part 2 with Bill Bowman. More clips, more interviews, and more horror. We're sure you won't be able to sleep after this. Hold your screams, because here we go.
Welcome everybody to Virginia Artist Showcase. We got entertainment for ladies and gents, filmed and sold with TV audience. Welcome everybody to Virginia Artist Showcase. Arts and music with guests at rock, Saturday nights at 11 o'clock. Welcome everybody to Virginia Artist Showcase. So sit on back, don't touch that dial. 1/2 hour to make you smile. Welcome everybody to Virginia Artist Showcase. Welcome everybody to Virginia Artist Showcase.
Well, hi there, horror movie fans. Monster Piece Theater time, that exciting part of the week that we all look forward to. Yes, indeed. And guess what? I've gotten this portrait painted that the painter brought in last week, but I've decided that I'm going to put my foot down, and I'm going to get him to change it. Well, the fellow in that portrait looks absolutely stupid. He's got doesn't look like me at all. I'm the handsome debonair type, but I've got to talk the young lady that's producing this thing into doing it over. Well, hi there. Got a rather strong touch there with the door.
Did it hurt you?
Well, no, I always had my hand shaped like that.
That didn't hurt you?
No, that did. The first part was all right, but that at least it didn't.
So,
all right.
I did my part. I bought the painter.
Okay.
The rest is up to you and him.
Yes, I don't like this. This doesn't look like me at all. This picture's got bulgy eyes, double chin, long nose, bald-headed.
Yeah, and?
Well, I mean, that doesn't look like me. Like I say, he's got a long nose, double chin, bulgy eyes, and bald-headed.
And that's you.
No, that's not me.
Right down to the Band-Aid.
No, the Band-Aid is accurate, but other than that, it's you got to spruce this up. You got to do something to make it come out a little bit more like me. Like my fun-loving self. I can't. Basically, the idea you got maybe you can think of something to do with it while we watch the first exciting act of our motion picture.
Give me lots of time.
Well, it's a long movie. Here's the first exciting act. Ready? Watch. Let me give it that youthful look. Maybe do it like that. Like I am. Youthful, fun-loving.
Bill, I understand that you've resurrected some footage from the old show and that you brought some of it with you today, and tell us a little something about it.
I did. There's actually not a great deal of it in existence anymore. The way the station did the program is never done live, which shows good sense on the part of the station. The program is always videotaped on a Thursday afternoon, and it aired on Saturday night. The next Thursday, they would record over the same piece of tape. So they used the same reel of tape, so that nothing was ever preserved, except sometimes people would record little things that they kept, and it filtered back that I did get some copies. But there's not a great deal still in existence. But I did bring a couple things along from the show on WXEX on Channel 8 that actually, once you see them, believe it or not, these pieces actually ran on the air. This really was seen before. And, it's just examples of some of the things that we did, and it was fun.
Bill, what are some of more of the memorable moments that you have had as Bowman Body appearances go?
Oh, Well, there were a lot. I managed to do an awful lot of different things. The station for a while promoted the appearance of the Bowman Body by leasing a hearse. For a time, I drove a hearse that had the big call letters on the side of it, which they used to promote the show. And I got to do an awful lot of things. I did a tremendous amount of personal appearances. I would go almost anywhere. First of all, I enjoyed doing it. I enjoy meeting people. One aspect of doing the program is I got to meet a tremendous amount of people that I would never meet otherwise, would never have had an opportunity to meet. At one point, I rode an elephant in the circus parade in Richmond, which is something I would recommend that you avoid if it's at all possible. I got to do I did a lot of parties. I would play private parties. Those were much better than the elephant, I'll tell you that right now. I did a lot of different. I actually appeared in Dogwood Dale one year with a group called Cyrus McCormick and the Reapers, and as a matter of fact, that's on that disc that I gave you. It's at the end of it. I got to do a lot of different things. I go to a lot of places and meet a lot of people, and I think that had a lot to do with the success of the program. The fact that the program became available and became part of the community, which I think is lacking a lot in television today. The program is not just simply something coming out of Chicago or Los Angeles. It was actually here. It was here in the Richmond, Petersburg, Tri-City area, or in the Charlottesville area, wherever the show was being done. But people in the community could come on and be on the program, be part of the program. I went out and did things and met them. It was a community interest thing because it was part of the community. If people had charity things that they were doing, they could come on the program and talk about it. There's a certain amount when you get into broadcasting. Broadcasting, of course, is a business. It's there to make money. It's a business, and it doesn't make any money with advertising if it doesn't have an audience. To generate an audience, you do whatever you can to attract attention to the program. By going out and visiting all these people and doing all these things, you made the character more well known. And if people have been someplace and seen a character, they will probably watch it the next time they know it's on TV. At that point, they may say, that's the worst show I've ever seen in my life and never watch again. But they will probably watch it the first time after they've had the character has been there. I also used to allow people to come on the program and talk about things. If you have 3 people come on a program, every person that those 3 people know is going to watch that show. You will probably pick up some of them as an audience who will tune in next week. You will also get some who will also say, that's the worst thing I've ever seen. But some of them will stay. By involving the characters, and Sailor Bob used to do the same thing. Another excellent program just originated in Richmond was Sailor Bob.
That was Bob Griggs.
Bob Griggs. And he would do the same thing. He would go almost anywhere to publicize and promote the character and the program. A lot of that is missing nowadays. You don't have that. Nobody goes anywhere. Nobody does anything. You very seldom see local personalities or performers anywhere. Not that many local programs.
Well, you know, we've done mostly music shows here, and you are very well known for playing the ukulele.
Yeah, but I hope to live that down someday.
I can remember at the station, people used to call up and want to hear you play the ukulele.
Yes, they did.
We got several calls.
Yeah, we also got a lot of calls and people saying, don't let him play the ukulele.
Well, I don't remember any of those. But you going to play the ukulele for us now?
Well, I'd have to walk over there to get the ukulele.
Oh, well, that's no problem at all. In fact, I think we ought to get that over here so we can take a look at that ukulele case there, which is very, very interesting.
Well, this is the last thing that remains of the original Channel 8 program. Would you mind sliding the coffee cup from? Thank you. This case was made for me by the station's artist, who at that time was a young man. Of course, at that time I was a young man. Was a young man named Henry Samadas. He was the station's artist, and he and I were friends. We'd been friends for a long time. And he came to me one day and he said, if I made a little coffin, would you use it in the program, or could you use it? And I said, yeah, I could put my ukulele in if it was big enough. So he made this. Henry made this coffin, and he painted the name Bowman Body on the side of it. And this today is the last thing that remains of the original program. The original sets are gone, the coffin is gone, everything is gone except, well, and me. The ukulele case and me are the only thing that remain of the original program. To the most part, there's a couple of people still around who who actually were involved in the program, but not an awful lot. Not very many of them around here. But I always wound up carrying the ukulele in the little ukulele case. If you'll hold my microphone, I'll open it up.
I'm just sitting here thinking what this thing is going to be worth.
That microphone?
No.
Oh, this.
It's going to end up in a museum somewhere one day, I got a feeling.
I don't know. Kind of doubt it. Okay, thank you.
So you're going to play a song for us after commercial break?
I can try that.
Well, go ahead and take us to commercial break. You do this better than anyone.
You want me to play this?
Sure.
Or do you want me to say it's time for a break?
Well, we're going to get you to play after the commercial break.
Play after the break. Always later. That's what every time I say you want me to play, people say later. All right. Well, we're going to be back with more of this exciting program that's got you on the edge of your seats right after this important message.
Hi, I'm Raj Upadhyay.
And I'm Ric Morris.
We hope you've enjoyed watching some of the footage from the Bowman Body show. That was some great stuff, right?
Yes, it was.
And we think maybe there's some more of it somewhere. We just don't know where.
Somewhere, somebody's got something.
Maybe you.
And we'd like to have it. If you would like to share it with us, you can send it to vashowcase@gmail.com, and we'll forward it to Bill so he can have it.
My contribution is this photograph of me with the Bowman Body from 1975. Yeah.
I've got one somewhere, too, that I'm going to find, and I'll send that to him myself.
That's right. Everybody send your stuff in. We'll put it all together, maybe air it on a future show.
All right, so if you could send it to us at vashowcase@gmail.com, we'll forward it to the Bowman Body.
Thank you.
They did the Monster Mash, and it's a graveyard smash. It's caught on like a flash. They did the Monster Mash. Out from his carpet track, voice did ring. Seems he was troubled by just one thing. He opened the lid, he shook his fist, said, "Whatever happened to my Transylvania twist?" It's now the Monster Mash. And it's a graveyard smash. It's now the Monster Mash. Or it's a graveyard smash. Now everything's full with tracks a part of the band. And that Monster Mash is the hit of the land. For you, the living, this mash was meant true. When you get to my door, tell them the Bowman Body seen Saturday nights on the Big 8. Send you! And do the Monster Mash. It's a graveyard smash. It's caught on like a flash. It's called the Monster Mash.
And we are back to Virginia Artist Showcase, and as promised, Mr. Bill Bowman is going to play his ukulele for you all.
What would you like to hear?
Play your best song,
My best song.
the very best one.
Okay, this I'll give it a shot. Here we go. Wait, let me tune it up. I don't want to go in the air and sound stupid. What do you think?
Sounds like it's in tune to me.
Okay, here we go. This will drive people wild.
All right, that was great.
Thank you, Damon.
Okay, that was some mighty fine ukulele playing that you did there. I
You
mean,
really like that,
oh,
huh?
it was really great.
Want me to play it again?
Well, a little later in the show.
Later. How much later? I'm getting old, you know. How much later?
Well, we'll get to it.
All right.
But everyone knows you as the Bowman Body, of course, and I'm sure they attack you in the grocery store and
Maybe attack is strong. Maybe, indicate some displeasure, but attack is a little strong.
Well, remember you.
That's better. That's better.
Okay, but what I'm trying to get to here is, what else have you done other than the Bowman Body that you'd like to tell the listening audience about?
Well, actually, I've worked in broadcasting now since 1951, and I certainly couldn't have survived that many years just being the Bowman Body. But actually, basically what I was a producer-director, which I still do. I do some freelance producing, directing commercials and different things in the area. For 22 years, I managed the WCVE-TV State Capitol Studio. Excuse me.
Not to mention, you've been a lot of help here tonight.
I am. Oh yeah, I cough with the best of them.
They know you for your coughing.
That's it. Man, you got to cough, do it right. For 22 years, I managed WCVE-TV's State Capitol Studio. Most people don't realize it, but WCVE-TV has a complete television production operation out of the Virginia State Capitol. We would produce programs coming out of the Capitol. We produced programs from the Virginia State Senate. If you see the Virginia State Senate on the air, it's footage supplied by that studio. I managed that studio for 22 years. I gained a great deal of insight into the working of the government. It's real easy to sit down and criticize the government, but it's not an easy job. It's difficult to do what they do. I can joke around about things, but I earn a great deal of respect for the people in our legislature. It's difficult to do. I remember one time back when Jerry Bliles was governor. He became known as the transportation governor because he worked out at financing transportation problems within the state of Virginia. And we covered a public hearing one night where people from all over the state could come and talk about transportation problems in their area. They had a whole bunch of people there from Northern Virginia, all of whom sat and explained the fact that every day 800,000 people drive through their communities into the District of Columbia to work. Those same 800,000 people drive back out of the District of Columbia in the afternoon going home. None of them stop there. None of them buy anything. There is no income to the communities there. Yet the communities have the highways. They can't afford to maintain the roads to sustain that amount of traffic back and forth. Washington, D.C. didn't care and probably still doesn't. The state was asked to help finance the repair of these roads. And those people were absolutely correct. They were 100% correct. There were also people at the same meeting from Southside Virginia, from down in Bristol, down through the southwestern part of the state. Those people were screaming and yelling that they were driving around in dirt roads. Why should their money go to fix highways up in Northern Virginia? Those people were correct. You had two completely opposing points of view, yet both were correct, but the state legislators had to come up with a program to fit both of them. It's not easy what our legislators do. I learned that during the 22 years that I worked at the state capitol. I got to meet a lot of people. We provided a lot of news shots, live shots that we used to call them, to where if you're watching networks, you'll see the anchor is on one side of the screen in a box. Next to him on the other side is somebody someplace else in the country. We were the feed source for a lot of those things from the other side. A lot of people came in our studio. We had Louis Farrakhan was in our studio. Jerry Falwell was in our studio. John McCain was in our studio. We had a lot of famous people who happened to be in Richmond and needed to go on network programs, and they came to our studio. I did that for 22 years. I learned a lot, and it had absolutely nothing to do with the Bowman Body. In the process of doing it, I met a lot of people, and actually one of the things that I'm very pleased about is that when I finally retired, the Virginia State Senate and the House of Delegates put together a joint resolution thanking me for the years of service that I had done and for putting them on the air to show the public what they had done. It was a very gratifying job. At times it was kind of hassly, but it was a very gratifying job. I used to direct the telecast of the Governor's State of the Commonwealth Address. Matter of fact, I wrote the format for it. I directed the governor's inaugurations telecast. But now I can sit home in a nice warm house and watch the governor's inauguration. I don't have to go out in the cold weather and do it. But it was it was quite an experience and something I'm very pleased that I had the opportunity to do. Y'all wouldn't mind, this is my big chance out here. Y'all love to hear my, y'all mind if what do you think?
What do you know?
What do I know?
Yeah, what?
How about little Beethoven's Fifth Symphony? Well, how about, well, maybe we could do a little, how about Claire de Lune? That's a beautiful, that's a fine.
Yeah.
Do y'all know Treat Her Right?
Wait a minute.
Treat Her Right, Treat Her Right?
How does it go?
Treat Her Right, well, that goes, rock and roll.
Oh, yeah.
Ah!
Treat Her Right. Take it, Joe.
Ah, we know that. This is it. This is the time for the big program, the time when our big comb player is going to join me on the ukulele. So, Lance, if you'll come on in, let's have a big round of applause here for Lance. What do you say, man? Listen to that big round of applause. Been a little while since show. You get a lot of response the last time you were on?
No, I've been sick. That last show kind of shocked me.
Oh, well, that's kind of sorry. I'm sure this time it'll be different. You were sick, huh? What seemed to be the trouble?
Oh, I've had mono.
Oh, well, all right. Well, we'll push ahead. Enough of that. Guess you're all in the microphone just fell apart here. But we'll continue. None of this stopping. No, sir. Here at the Big 8, we continue on no matter what happens. How do you know that we fixed it up this week? So we really got here. You got your own microphone, and we've got a mic stand here for you. I guess that's a little too. That goes there, and this goes up.
There we go.
Oh yeah, you can tell. Experienced broadcaster here, man. Years in the business. This goes in here, and okay, this will get him. We really had a lot of never turn your back to your audience. First rule of broadcasting. Now here we go. I think we have
Professionals.
to. Yeah. Right, stick with them.
All ready?
We've had a lot of requests for this number. You ready?
All set.
Here we go.
Okay, Bill. Well, we're going to have you sign us out for tonight. Can you show us a little of that old magic that you used to use on the show?
The old magic?
Yes.
Well, it was actually old magic back then. I guess it'd be ancient magic now.
Oh no, it was new magic then.
No, it was old then. Very little that I did was original.
Well, how are you going to sign us out tonight?
Well, there's lots of things you could actually do. I mean, I could say that's the end of the show. I could say you can turn us off now, we're done. Or I could just snap my fingers and away we'd go.
And you can do that magic still?
I think so.
Let's see.
I seen some lousy movies and some sorry ones, but this is the lousiest one I have seen of them all, and my heart just can't take it. I have heard some sorry trumpet blowing in my times, but this is the most sorriest, unthinkablest trumpet blowing I have ever heard. I just can't stand it. I can't stand it all.
Bowman is a little man completely out of his head. Everybody knows he uses coffin for his bed. Every Saturday night upon your TV screen, Bowman Body keeps you awake just to mess up your dream. Bowman sleeping in a casket, Bowman mind's made of plastic, Bowman real fantastic, won't you drop dead? Bowman has two black eyes, his face is death to white. His analyst once told him, Mr. Body, you ain't right. Bowman wears tennis shoes, they really look swell, but believe me, they look lots better than they smell. Bowman sleeping in a casket, Bowman mind's made of plastic, Bowman real fantastic, won't you drop dead?